In today's video, we're going to be looking at how to write an action plan. So there's been information delivered to you already. You've already seen the task. Now you have to see, we're showing you how to write the action plan. Now I'm showing you how to write the action plan. The action plan is divided up into 4 sections. 2 of them are very simple and 2 of them where the analysis occurs. First of all, we need to write the task. So in the task, we're just going to write about, and it's a very simple part of the action plan, 2 things. What are you being asked to make? For what scenario? So what's the dish and what's the dish criteria the criteria the dish has to meet? So that's really simple. That's just the top of your task sheet. That's the description of the task. The next part that comes along is we talk about factors and issues, and this is where we are looking for specific things for you to do. What I'm going to do today is just to start with is to describe the criteria that you have to meet, the SACE criteria, and then we'll go into more depth later about what that means. So first of all, you have to think about the identification and discussion of factors involved in problem solving related to the food and hospitality industry. So when we look at that, there's 2 things you have to do. There's some identification and there's some discussion. Now you're identifying the factors in the problem solving. So you have to look at the problem and work out what you have to solve. What are the issues or what are the factors that they're telling you have to meet? And we're going to analyse that in depth, but I want you before the lesson to have looked at your task sheet and see if you can identify at least 3 factors or issues on that task. Okay? Next, menu decision. This is pretty simple. So you've looked at all your factors and you've looked at a few recipes and you've made a decision. So this step comes first and then we have to do that step. You can't come to your decision without identifying what you have to do. Okay? So this is where we write what are you going to make? Pretty simple. And as you can see, this and this do not have any marking criteria matched against them. So they're not worth grades. They are just informing the reader about what you're doing. Then it comes along to the reason for the decision. Now, there's 2 criteria that match against these. And they are P. Oh, and the P, by the way, stands for the problem solving column on your rubric. You've seen your rubric already, so you'll be able to identify that. P2, decision making about implementation strategies. So what are you doing? You're making some decisions. Okay? And you're making decisions about how you're going to implement this. Okay? Now you will not be able to do this yet. I'm only asking you at the moment to start with that. P3, justification of decision about problem solving and implementation strategies. So here, what are you being asked to do? You're being asked to justify something, and that justification is a justification of your decisions. So why you chose the dish you're going to make. Now this is a process and you can't skip right to here without having done that one first. So it's important that you really make these factors and issues very simply outlined, okay, and that they are meet with the criteria. We'll discuss this more in class. Thanks for listening.